Okay, the grid. The grid is slightly a pain to work with. Okay, um, it's nice that we can snap things to it and that's and make sure we get things perfectly lined up. And certain tools must be used in one of the views with the grid, but we can run into some issues with it. If we look over here under display, we can turn the grid on and off here. Okay. Thing is, it still grays out down there. Oh, that's handy. Okay. All right. So let's get that back on. I can also under show, I can turn it off there. So it can get a little confusing if you turn it off one place and you're trying to then turn it back on in the other. If we go to display the grid and the option box, what we have here is how many grid units it does. So I can take this, let's say, to 24, hit apply, okay, and I can say, hey, give me grid lines every once a unit, and then subdivide those. Okay, so now this is yeah, it's every unit is denoted, and then a subdivision of 5. Okay, there's also numbering on the along the axes, so you can put those on if you like those. Typically, you work with those off, and you're going, all right, well, that's all pretty damn straightforward, but what the heck does it mean by units? That's why I need to make this video. Okay, so I close that. I pop over now to Settings and Preferences and go to Preferences. So Windows, Settings and Preferences, Preferences. And of course it popped up on my second screen. And so I go down here to Settings, and so a grid unit in this current Maya scene is set to centimeters. Work in centimeters. Unless you really need millimeters or meters, work in centimeters for everything. Maya screws up the math on stuff. All right. Having had 20 kids following in a room and 3 kids having weird problems and finding out, oh, it's because they were set to foot, things don't work in other units. So you want to keep it set to centimeters here as much as possible. All right. Y up is standard. Z up is for the architect people. And so over here, we typically do 25 frames per second. Okay, so that's working with the grids and how to change them. Hope that helps. Have fun.